have to check in with Michele Cummins. It's Saturday morning, which means it's time for the Cummins Real Estate Group show. Good morning, Michele.
Good morning, Curtis. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. And how are you this fine morning? Are you sitting back with a Christmas coffee, perhaps?
No, I am not. However, that always sounds good.
It's always an option, even if you don't take it.
I can just imagine drinking it, and my taste buds can taste it. That's good enough. That's how I lose weight.
Yeah, exactly. You just have to have that memory, right?
That's right. So last week I had some good things happen last week and some not so good, some bad things. But yesterday though, the day before yesterday, it was I had this great experience. I got to be part of a career day for the Mission School District. So I was interviewed in like a Zoom way for classrooms, and they have it out to, they said, about 700 students. So that was a real blast. It was really fun, helping to inspire youth and help them understand, that they can do anything that they put their minds to and that they want to, and doesn't matter if they have $0 or not, that they can get to wherever their ideas and dreams take them, as long as they put in the belief and effort and time. That was a lot of fun.
You're molding impressionable minds.
Yeah. Just remembering back, when we were youth. Have you ever done that for being a radio DJ?
I've done like individual projects with some students. I haven't really gone to speak to an entire class or anything like that, but there's been a few kids that have done projects on it over the years for high school or elementary school, and so I've had chats with them and calls with them and things like that. So sort of, but not to the degree you did.
You should do that. I think it would be so fantastic and so rare, like how do you get into that? Nobody knows. It's kind of this unknown, right? And I think that would be so fun.
Yeah, no, I always enjoy talking to students. I have gone back and spoke at BCIT a couple times where I graduated from the radio program, and I have spoke to a couple of their graduating classes here and there, and got them set up for what the industry's like, which is it's just a lot of fun to go back and talk to a bunch of radio people and say, all right, everything the teachers have told you to expect is true. You're not going to make a lot of money. You're going to have to travel. I know you don't want to hear this from me, and I know you kind of write off some of the things the teachers say to you, but guess what? I can tell you from experience, they're bang on.
Exactly. Like, it's hard to believe, but yeah, one of the questions was, what is it like, financially when you get into it, and can you have another job? And I'm all, you want at least 6 months of living expenses saved up. And while you can have another job, really to really grow and set your roots and be great and do a great job and be successful at it, you got to put 100% into it. And you can't do that if you're working another job. So, but it's hard. Yeah. It's financially, you got to be prepared.
Yes, that's just it. Many, many years ago, I worked with a woman, and she worked with me, and then she was on this commission basis, and her husband was a real estate agent. So there were some months where she said they were eating, filet mignon, and there was other month they were eating hamburger helper because they were both on commission.
Oh, I remember those days when Richard and I were we were the starving artists, like me acting, his musicianship, and we just cared about our art and our dreams, and while we had $7 in the account, and that we're eating, like you said, top ramen and macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, no, macaroni, that's one of the staples in radio that everybody always says when I was asking people before I got into it, I'm like, what do I need to know about getting into radio? They'd say, I hope you like craft dinner. And I've used that line on many people now too, because for the first year, and thankfully Kelly had a pretty good job that helped, but I will admit it right now, and it's been a while, but I started my career making $1,450 a month pay, and that was before taxes.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
I was basically making just above minimum wage at the time. Just above minimum wage to start in radio.
You go School of Hard Knocks. You get into it, you grind at it, and you just work hard, and you don't look at those dollars in the beginning. You just look at the outcome, your goals.
Exactly.
Focus on the goals.
You got to focus on the goals, and And that's one of the things in any entertainment industry, and you know this from acting, and Richard knows from the music industry, is same with radio. You got to do it because you love it. And if you do that, eventually you'll be able to live comfortably at least. But there's going to be a few tough years.
Yeah, and that's no April Fool's joke.
No, it's not. That was yesterday.
Okay, so I was going to ask, did anybody do a joke on you, or did you do a joke on somebody else?
No, I like little pranks like year round, as most of my coworkers know. So for me to do something on April Fool's Day just kind of seems, like... it just seems kind of superfluous because I'm going to do it any day. And why do it on a day when you might be expecting it? So I don't pull a lot of April Fool's jokes. Now and then I might pull something small, but nothing happened to me, and I didn't do anything to anybody this year, no.
Aw, I didn't either. I just, I'm not the greatest at jokes, telling them or giving them. Like, no jokes, no fooling around here. All serious.
You are not safe from me 365 days of the year, so there is no such thing as April Fools really in my life.
Somebody, as I mentioned, there are good things that happened last week and bad things, and reflecting on it, one of the bad things, and I want to bring it up because it means so much to me, and she meant so much to me, but someone near and dear to me who was a fellow colleague out of my Remax Little Oak mission office, Barb Patrick, passed away this week, and it was a horrible shock to us. Anybody listening who knew her knows how wonderful and beautiful she was. She was so full of life and full of love and so young and positive energy and character and charisma. And April Fool's, she would have played a fool's joke, and it would have been funny. She was such a good realtor, and she really cared about her clients and people, and she enjoyed her job and life, and just now we lost a good one, and I feel, and I know everyone that knows her feels the hole that she's left, leaving so early, but it's hard when, death is part of life, and it's something that does happen to all of us, but it's always hard no matter, but when somebody leaves your life without knowing or no preparation, it's really tough. And our broker manager, Natalie Tarrant, said something beautiful about Barbara. And I wanted to mention what she said. She said, Barb has been a realtor at Remax Little Oak for a very long time and my personal friend. To know Barb, you would have experienced her fabulous sense of humor, cookie pranks, and exceptional professionalism with her clients. If you were lucky enough to have her as a friend, you would have received her immense kindness, cheery thoughtfulness, and never-ending loyalty. My heart is broken, for she was taken far too soon. To you on the other side, Barb, somewhere over the rainbow. That's so beautiful.
It is very, very well said. And, I know my mom used to always say that, she didn't like to say goodbye. She always liked to say, till we meet again.
I like that. That's right. Perspective and hope, right?
Absolutely.
So moving forward, because it's now April 2nd, and that means that 2 days ago marked the end of our first quarter of the year. And I don't know about you, Curtis, but wow, did it fly by.
It did fly by. I can't believe it's already April.
Yeah. Crazy. And I'm planning to review my first quarter as overall in life, in growth, in business, of course. And I'm going to do that this weekend. And in the midst of getting my accountants all that stuff they need. It's a lot of stuff, too. I have a great bookkeeper, an amazing accountant, and I'm pretty organized, but it can be overwhelming when you have a lot going on, and I have a lot going on. And I realize that every time this time of year when I actually have to review everything.
But on the plus side, the weather hasn't been great for you to get out in the motorbike, so you haven't had that distraction.
I've had, you know what, it's been like April Fool's every day on the weather app because I look at the weather and it's always showing rain, but for some reason we've been having really great weather. It doesn't rain when it says it's going to rain, and then it's like it's April fooling me every day.
Yeah, and then it changes its mind. You go, oh, it's been an okay afternoon, and like 7 o'clock at night the rain starts.
Yeah. So, a positive note. I don't. There's not. It doesn't seem that many weddings when you seem to. In my family, anyways. But I have a lot of family members, but I find someone is actually getting married in my family coming up in a couple weeks, and it's my oldest blood-related nephew, and he grew up as I'm his godmother too, so it's special to me, and I'm super excited. And they're getting married at my beach house in Oregon.
Very nice.
It's going to be beautiful, wonderful memories, and it's going to be great.
That'll make for some absolutely amazing wedding photos, that's for sure.
Yeah, we got to get the drone video for that. I think that would look really great. I'm my realtor there in Yachats. Her husband does drone video for realtors, and so I think I'm going to hire him to do that because I think that would be fantastic.
Very cool. That sounds like that. Yeah, that'll be an amazing time for sure.
Do you have anybody in your family or friends getting married this year?
Well, I have to think ahead here. Are they getting married this year? I know we have some. One of Kelly's coworkers, I think, is getting married. Is it this year or next year? I can't even keep track of it all. All I ever know is when I get asked to MC, because that's one of the occupational hazards of being in radio. I've MC'd about 20 weddings over the last 20 years. And the funny thing is, I don't have a great track record because I don't even think half of those marriages have actually lasted. So I don't think anybody should ask me to MC.
Okay, you're not allowed to market yourself.
No, I don't think I should MC weddings anymore because I have not had a great track record. Although my buddy and his wife, I MC'd their wedding. They've been married for 21 years, so I have a couple that have lasted.
Oh, nice. Okay, a couple quick real estate tips before we go on our commercial break. Okay, so subject, did you, and hopefully anybody who had to claim your vacancy tax actually claimed it by March 31st. We did mention on the radio in the previous episodes, but by March 31st, that had to be claimed. And if you didn't, get on it right away. But beware that the government will charge you anyways, and it'll be months and months before you get your money back. But still claim it if you didn't, because that was due by March 31st. And let everybody know that it's not a good time for short-term real estate investing, such as flipping. As the market is shifting, many people say we're at the height of the market. Now is the time for long-term investing if you have the equity and are able to do so. Maybe take that line of credit out of your primary residence or multiple investments to be able to purchase more long-term purchases rather than the flips, because the day and the age of making good coin flipping may be in the past right now. And so when we come back from our break, we're going to talk about the Remax Unlocking Your Future, the 5-year housing outlook, because they just came out with that. So we're going to talk about that when we come back.
All right, sounds good. And if people want more information about what you do as a realtor and some of your listings, where can they go?
MichelleCummins.ca.
All right, we're back with more right after this. Show. Now, Michele, you teased that you had a 5-year outlook at real estate, which is, do you have a magic crystal ball kicking around or something?
Yes, and it's called the crazy amount of people, professionals involved, all coming together and doing their due diligence and surveys and to come up with the report. So Remax has come out with this report just this last week. It's called Unlocking the Future, 5-Year Housing Outlook. And I have it available. I'll put it on my website if anybody wants to go on the website. I'll have it there on the homepage by maybe Monday. Otherwise, you can just email me or contact me for the report if you would like it. But it goes into detail. And I'm going to not obviously read the whole report, but the executive summary. So, Unlocking the Future, the economic chapter, is a 5-year outlook on Canada's housing market, developed by Remax Canada in collaboration with CIBC Capital Markets and the Conference Board of Canada. The report examines how the country's housing market might respond to specific scenarios between 2022 and 2027, such as interest rate hikes, annual immigration volumes, and taxation, and explores how these factors may impact Canadians' capacity to buy, sell, and maintain their homes in a stable manner. Subsequent chapters, which will be released throughout 2022, will consider the influence of climate change, the statues of on-premise work with technology on Canadian housing leading up to 2027. As the second quarter of 2022 approaches, many volatile factors are in play. It's from inflation to rising interest rates and a war in Europe. That will alter economic conditions in the short and long term. Based on specific, plausible, and confirmed scenarios, exploration within this report focuses on how policy decisions could affect Canada's housing market over the next 5 years. I know that Richard and I are meeting with our wealth management gentleman next week to discuss all the things that are happening in the world and his take on things and what that looks like and his professional advice on things. And so it is a good idea to kind of have a look at your life, of what you have, of the assets you hold, the equities you have, and what life looks moving forward. And always good to be prepared, as I always say.
That must be so weird for the wealth management guy to have a musician come talk to him about wealth management.
And you know what? Everybody needs that. And you don't even know that you need it until you actually speak to these professionals. And then they start asking you questions, and they pull out of you things that you didn't even know. And they help you focus. And then they help you have this positive change to be able to, get your dreams to come true and everything. So it's amazing.
I can hear it now, Michele. Your portfolio is great. The real estate's going well. I love these rental properties you have. Richard, for the love of God, do not buy any more guitars.
I know, right? Unless it's like Elvis Presley's or, some investment guitar, right?
Yeah, that's an investment guitar. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not.
Yeah, like my pink paisley, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's like the one that Burton played with Elvis Presley, but it's not the one, but it's like the one.
Exactly. But then he had to go buy his own paisley guitar, as I recall.
Yeah, blue paisley. like we need another paisley guitar.
You can never have enough guitars, in case Richard's listening.
Although I would like a wall of paisley guitars, one in every color.
That would be really cool, actually.
That would be cool wall art.
Well, you just got to buy cheap knockoffs and paint them.
Yeah. Okay, that's smart.
Yeah.
Okay, now who's got the good ideas? I'm going to run with that. So pragmatic policy across interest rates, immigration, and taxation could deliver a stable, albeit expensive, Canada housing market through 2027. This is some insight in this outlook that they have here. So Remax Canada launches Chapter 1 of Unlocking the Future 5-Year Outlook Report. And so you definitely want to go on and check it out. But you want to see the key takeaways. That's what I think I'll share here. And the key takeaways is the interest rate increases at a reasonable schedule of 4 times a year. It would create a stable and more relaxed housing market over the next 5 years. Also, current immigration policies focus significantly on accepting new Canadians on the basis of their economic and social capital characteristics. That is, for example, education, French-English language skills, and previous Canadian work or study experience. However, the policy could be more clearly linked with national labor market demands, especially related to construction trades, potentially addressing housing supply issues driven by skill shortages. And the third key takeaway is, while the deployment of taxes such as the foreign buyers tax has been front and center over the last 5 years as a tactic to calm Canadian housing market prices, removing the exemption on capital gains for principal residences could have a greater impact on market disruption. So, according to a Ledger survey commissioned by Remax, on this, the report. It's over the next 5 years. It explains, and it says that taxation is 50%. Rising interest rates, these are the concerns, 46%. And the possibility of an economic recession, 42%, ranked as their top 3 worries when it comes to buying a home. Thinking ahead 5 years, 37% of Canadians say they preferred community would be suburban, while 30% want to live in an urban environment, and 27% say rural, which is quite interesting stats. And 61% of Canadians agree that real estate is the best long-term investment they could make, which they don't see changing over the next 5 years. Interesting information. However, rising property-related taxes is 64%, rising interest rates is 58%, and a possible capital gains tax is 55% of people are the factors that cause barriers or concerns when it comes to buying a home in that time frame. So this report goes into detail, but that's really interesting stats on people's worries, people's concerns, what they're focused on. So those are the key takeaways of the report.
Very interesting stuff, and a lot of it, really does make sense, and that things that will definitely should affect the housing prices around here. But let's face it, the prices, I've been hearing for 30 years that the prices are going, they have to have maxed out. They can't go any higher. They can't go any higher, and they do.
Well, and talking about, prices, we were just chatting before the show about a friend of yours and how they put in an offer on a place and how they didn't get it. And you're like, what, that price for that type of a house? And I'm like, they should be thinking about Ledgeview Row Homes in East Abbotsford.
Absolutely, they should be, because that is a pretty cool project.
So cool. They're going to be brand new. They're going to be estimated completion dates is summer of 2023. And right now, the first 3 inside units to sell, and we have just released the 9 Ledgeview Row Homes, you'll save the GST. That's a $65,000 savings for those inside units. And these are large homes. Like, they're full houses. Don't think they're row homes. So they may be attached, like in groups of 4 and 5 and one group of 3, but they're freehold, they're non-strata, and they are fully landscaped, fully fenced yards. None of them face another unit. There's nothing behind them, nothing in front of them. It's green space adjacent to Ledgeview trails. You could walk to the Ledgeview Golf and Country Club. You're right next to the tree farm. You're surrounded on the south side by government land, and they're 4-bedroom and 3.5 bathrooms. So 2 full stories plus a full walkout daylight basement with a roughed-in wet bar or an in-law suite if you wanted to. So they're great. The size is over 2,500 square feet. So, yeah. And limited time, the only 3 of the inside units will save GST. So anybody out there listening, definitely contact me if you're interested in check out ledgeviewhomes.ca. and register there so you keep updated on all our e-newsletters and all of our updates. And we have a great video there. And, so great information. So wanted to share that, and hopefully your friends listening.
My friends don't listen to me. They don't listen to me in person. They don't listen to me on air. They're sick of me.
Oh, golly. No, I've known you for quite a few years now, Curtis. I'm not sick of you yet.
Well, you're a rare breed, Michele. I got to find more friends like you.
Maybe I have some doppelgangers out there.
Maybe.
So some more new listings I want to share. So tomorrow I'm previewing a coming soon listing with a potential buyer already, because they're open to that. The sellers are. If you are looking for a place in Tapadera Estates, it's a gated community right on the Harrison River. And this is a rancher. It is actually one of those houses. It's not one of the RV lots or the trailer lots or the manufactured home lots. There's only one row of actual cottages and houses in this community. And this community has an indoor pool. It's got a sauna. It's got jacuzzi. It's a great community for long-term, full-time living, but also great if you're a vacationer because you can get away in the winter, go to Mexico, Mexico or whatnot, and it's safe. It's a gated community. Wonderful. And this is a rancher backing onto privacy, trees, greenery, ferns, Curtis. Ferns. Love ferns. And it has side RV or boat parking, and it's got a single garage. So it's very rare, and it's right next to the Sandpiper Golf Course. You can canoe, fish. Oh, ATVing in that area. You can just ATV to your heart's content, mountain bike, all just right from your house. Like, it's great. So that's coming soon. I will definitely have most likely a price and everything next week, but right now it's pre. So I'm just chatting about it, letting you know. And then I am going to view a condo in Harrison Hot Springs this afternoon. And it's going to be coming on the market. It's an amazing water view. It's a corner apartment, 3 bedrooms, and 2 big decks. Awesome place and location. So, again, keep an eye next week. I'll probably have the price and everything on that one, too, but I'm having a look at that today. They've recently renovated it.
Well, and the thing about those places, because I have a friend who lives in one of those apartments looking right on the water, and what you don't realize is about 60% of the people, that's a summer vacation property. In the winter, there's like nobody in the building. You have it all to yourself.
It's so true. It's so true. And it's good all year round, too.
Yeah, my friend loves it there. It's so quiet and peaceful. He's got that beautiful view. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then now in the winter, they have their little ice rink that they even have.
Mm-hmm. And then they have the lights as well that they put up and for Christmas. And yeah, Harrison's a beautiful spot.
Beautiful. And I just walked the trail, and there's the natural hot spring, which I had never been to. But I didn't go in it. I didn't bring my bathing suit, but I did walk to it. It's really neat.
Yeah, there's so much around there.
And then, brand new to the market also as of yesterday, and it's ready for quick possession. It's a double-wide waterfront mobile with a large fenced backyard, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It's got amazing water and mountain views. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. I mentioned that already. It's got a sunroom. It's beautifully renovated. It's got a large carport and a workshop, a shed. It's really nice, and it's priced only at $425,000. There's pad rent because it's a park, and you have to be approved by the manager. So be nice. But other than that, it just went live. And then we have a new 4th floor, 2-bedroom and 2-bathroom, 2-year new condo in downtown Abbotsford in the Upper Montrose building. It's the hip downtown living, and that one is $550,000. Actually, that's going to come out next week as well. So there's a whole bunch. Oh, next week our show, Curtis and I have Betty Lou Faw in as our guest. So we're going to have the statistics show for the first segment, and then we're going to have Betty Lou on, and she's from Send Out Cards, and it's really cool. It's just something I've been using for the last 4 months or so. I love it. So I wanted to bring her on to share what that is. And how it could benefit bringing love to your friends and families and everyone you know. Anyways, that's next week. And the quote of the week this week is, strive for progress, not perfection.
Wise words from Michele Cummins, as always.
Thanks, Curtis.
If people want more information about your listings and what you do as a realtor, where can they go?
MicheleCummins.ca.
And join us again next week when we will talk real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.